We're out in the city of Glendora, out at the one and only Rubel Castle. And I guess, we're gonna take a journey beyond this huge door here. Oh my goodness. Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Hey, Joel. Good morning.
Hey, thanks for having us. From that side of the fence to this side, wow.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Wow.
Just wait.
Well, tell me about the Rubel Castle. I mean, how
All
did it
right, well,
start?
this all started for my good friend Michael Rubel back in the late 50s. And this had been the packing center for all the oranges here in Glendora. It was owned by a wealthy man named Al Bourne. He owned the Singer Sewing Machine Company. And over the years, Michael made friends with him. And when he was flunking out of high school, he went to Al and he says, you know what? You should give me this place. So Al worked
As
out.
good friends would do, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And Michael had no qualms about asking anyone for whatever he wanted. Well, as it came to pass, he liked Michael enough, he gave him this place.
Oh my goodness.
What they did, they worked out a little thing that made him get a job and make payments for 3 years to the church. And then Michael took this place and tried to make money with it, but it didn't work out. So finally, he had always built forts as a child. So he decided, let's build a big fort. So this turned out to be a castle rather than a fort. It's all built out of river rock from Azusa Canyon. The surrounding places are all part of the property. There's 2.5 acres. We have a horse stable here. Michael built all this with the help of over 1,000 people here in Glendora. And what they did, they donated junk. So this place is all built out of junk and river rock. And it's really a cool place. Michael lived here up until 2005, and he got very ill. 2007 he died, and he gifted this entire place to the Glendora Historical Society.
Wow.
And now they give tours of this place, so you can get a tour. We also have 11 people live here full time. We have a huge tin palace where all the old movie stars used to come here for parties that his mother threw. Jack Benny, Bing Crosby, Hitchcock, all those people have been here. This is a 1953 caboose that Michael put up here for people to stay overnight in.
When we walked in, Dick reached over here and hit the play button to the sound. I love it.
This is the guest house, and this is where we allow people to stay overnight. So
We got a tub right here.
we have
desk.
bunk beds, a bathtub, we have a full kitchen, refrigerator,
Oh my goodness.
bacon, television, a stove, a demand water heater. We have a bathroom.
When was the last time somebody stayed the night in here?
Surprisingly enough, we're just a few days ago. The people that live here full time, if they have company, they bring their company and let them stay overnight in here.
But what's this up here? Where were you just walking by?
This is where the conductors would ride. And they can see out over the length of the train.
Can I go check it out here?
Sure, there might be a spider web or two, but help yourself.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, well, this was given to Michael by a friend.
Somebody just gave him a train caboose, huh?
Yep, and another friend paid to have a sky crane brought out here and erected on live oak so they could lift it. It weighs 42 tons, so that way they could lift it up and over here, over the gate.
Oh my goodness.
All right, now I would love to show you the castle.
Well, it is Rubel Castle, right?
That's right. And this entire castle was built around an old 2 million gallon water tank. It had concrete walls. It was built in the early 1900s. And Michael used the footprint of the reservoir as his basis to start building this castle. All the rocks came from Azusa Canyon, and everything that used to build it was donated. So Michael had no money. He had 2 jobs. He drove the school bus for the city of Azusa, and he worked on a steamship line in England shoveling coal in the summertime.
Oh my goodness.
Now this was built with the help of all his friends, over 1,000, and they worked 25 years to finish this place. And this portcullis here actually works. There's a motor up in the tower that controls this so that it comes down. Well, halfway through the tunnel is a second gate that's vertical in case any bad guys got past this one. Now, as you'll notice, these kids, I say kids, they were in their 20s and 30s. They had a lot of fun. They put trophies and everything in the concrete so that they'd have a remembrance with the place.
Now, Dick, were you one of those kids that were out here building as well?
No, unfortunately, I was raising two kids and I didn't know Michael at that time. I didn't know Michael until '93. Now as you come in here, you'll notice all of the things that they built. Every single thing you're looking at, Michael and his friends built. The very first thing Michael built was a little bottle house, and he lived in this bottle house for 6 years.
This one right here?
Yes, it's actually a two-story house. The second floor didn't have room for a bed, so what he did, he took 2 blankets, sewed them together, and stuffed it with horsehair. And that's what he slept on for 6 years. He had 1 chair and an old stove down in the bottom and no utilities. There was no electricity at that time, and no water from the city, and no gas. The walls in places are 6 feet thick.
Wow.
So that'll give you an idea of how much stuff is here. Michael started this place in the late 50s. And they worked all the way up until '85 when they called it complete, and they had a big, huge black tie party. This tower right here was his first attempt at a tower. And it's actually a spiral staircase that goes all the way up and across these openings up here.
Sure.
And would you like to see inside what the stairs look like?
Yeah.
All right, let me open this up. We don't allow tours to climb it anymore.
Okay.
But if you want to climb it, I'll be glad to take you up.
Oh my goodness, I feel bad because if you're seeing this, then you're gonna want to climb it if I climb it. But what an opportunity. So yeah, I feel bad. Good morning to all, Glendora.
This is our Seth Thomas clock. It was made back in the year 1890. It rings 2 giant bells up in the tower that were made back in 1895. And this is only one of 2. The other one is in Stanford University. They only ever made 6 back in 1890. Michael had a very good friend who bought this for him and gave it to him. And this was Michael's favorite item, and it's still running perfectly after 127 years.
This looks like an old European village.
It does, and this gate is very cool. It was all cut by Michael with a welding torch.
Oh my goodness. Now, do people live back here? Or
they do, actually. We have one lady lives in this tower right up here. Right, wow. This is another place we have someone live. And that's his kitchen, 2nd floor. 3rd floor is his living room. And Michael built himself an escape tunnel.
Where is he going to escape to, by the way?
He's going to escape out to what we call the Tin Palace. And his mother called it that because this is where she was entertaining all the movie people. Oh. In this giant room, which had been the packing house for all the citrus in the valley.
Okay.
So we'll go out and take a look at that.
Take me through the escape.
All right, come through the escape tunnel.
There's so much to see on these walls. Oh my goodness.
We went right under the castle wall up here.
Oh, and we survived. We've entered the Tin Room?
This is the Tin Palace.
The Tin Palace?
This was the original sorting room for the oranges here in the valley. And Michael converted it into a place for his mother to throw her parties. This was a gift to the Historical Society for this room. It's the organ out of Madison Square Garden, which was purchased for us and given to us.
The Madison Square Garden in New York City is right here in Glendora,
right here.
The organ.
Listen to the sound.
I would assume that every portion I'm walking into, there's a treasure, some treasure.
There is. This canoe was mine. I gave that to Michael. That's a treasure. We have another elevator. This goes down to a storage vault under this room where they stored the oranges to keep them cool. And a very famous man got stuck down there back in 1963. Eisenhower had left the presidency, and he came here to Glendora to visit a friend of his. And she knew Michael and said, well, you've got to come see where my friend is going to build a castle. And he hadn't done much yet, but when Ike saw that and said, oh, I want to go down and see the room, Michael put him on it, let him go down, and he couldn't get the motor to reverse.
Oh my goodness.
And the Secret Service were going crazy, so they had to call the fire department and have them bring a sling out to get him out from down below there. There were 4 giant refrigerated vaults built when refrigeration was invented, and
Wow.
Michael put all kinds of things in one, and the other 3 were turned into bedrooms for after the parties. Michael loved everybody, and everybody loved him. So
Oh my goodness.
It was a mutual thing. This is up to look at the Thomas Crapper toilet, and it's right there.
Oh my
And
goodness.
there's the advertising for it on the wall. Now, when you tell 3rd graders there's a Thomas Crapper, you can imagine.
That's
what
a hit,
happens.
right? Just by saying that. You don't have to
That's
do
it.
anything more.
You know.
Wow. Is this operational? I mean,
Yeah, it is. We don't use it, but I mean, it would work.
it would work.
Yeah.
Okay. There's so much to we haven't even gone in half the rooms, have we?
No, well, this tour is 2 hours. So, yeah.
A caboose that you can sleep in, and more stuff in rooms than we can even come close to showing you. Only in our California Rubel Castle. Wow, this is so cool.